Hi guys, welcome back to the Casual Watch Review channel. So I've got something a bit different for us today. This isn't typically the kind of watch that I review on the channel, but every now and then I get emailed and asked to review a watch that is just looks too interesting to pass it up, and that is certainly the watch that is in this box. So let's get this, and believe it or not, this isn't the actual watch box. This is the box that's protecting the watch box. So let's get it open. So this comes from Ciga Designs, which I believe is a Chinese-based watch company. Now, when we open it up, this is the box that's protecting the box. So let's just get it out here. So the image on the front here is of the watch designer, Michael Young. Now, admittedly, I'd not heard of Michael Young before, but he's quite a famous designer. He's done a number of design projects. He doesn't just exclusively design watches. He's designed a whole host of consumer products. He's also won a number of awards, and this watch in particular has won a few design awards. As we open it up, well, let me just show you this first page. We've got the first page, which has got some information about Michael Young, so you can read a bit more about him. He's British. He was born in Sunderland, although he's predominantly designs in Hong Kong at the moment. Here's the watch head that we can see protruding through the first page. Very Apple-esque, this designing, in terms of building anticipation with the packaging. And then here we go. We open up the packaging. We can see the watch head here in its own sort of slot, and then below it we can see the two included straps as well. Now, this watch has been released before, but this particular version is a prototype that they've made from titanium. When this watch goes into full production, I think it's going to be around the $200 mark, which is a bargain for a titanium watch. Now, this skeletonized watches, I think this might be the first skeletonized watch that I've ever reviewed on the channel before. Not a watch that I would typically review, but when I saw the photos, I just couldn't pass up the chance. In the box, we've got two additional strap choices. We have the silicone strap here, and then we also have a leather one, which we'll look at in a minute. Now, this watch is a prototype, so certain things might change with the design as before it goes into production. But just to let you know, this is a review copy. They've sent me this watch for free, but they haven't asked for, been offered, or be given any input in this review, positive, negative, or otherwise. This is my open and honest review of this watch, although I did get the watch for free, so just keep that in mind as we go through. So here's the watch itself. As we can see, it's completely circular. The lugs are recessed into the side here, and it's got this skeletonized case, and you can see almost straight through the watch when the rotor's in the right angle. Now, this watch is automatic, as we can see. It's using a Ciga movement, which is mentioned several times in the paperwork. They say it's a AAA class movement, up 40-hour power reserve, 21,600 vibrations per hour, with an accuracy of -15 to +30 seconds over a 24-hour period. It's hand winding as well. Now, you can hear it winding. It is audible, the winding. It's not, I mean, I like that sound of the winding, but you can certainly hear it. And if we pull the crown out there, we can see it's hacking, hand winding on there. And what is so cool with this skeletonized design is when you're changing the time, you can see all of the gear moving. We can see the spring there is exposed, the balance wheel is exposed. And not only is it skeletonized, but we have areas of gold on there as well. There's distinctions between the parts. It's not. It's a good-looking movement that they've put in there and then skeletonized it. It's not like some of the watches that we've reviewed on the channel where it's got the transparent case back and the movement's not that pretty to look at. This is a pretty movement. And one of the things I really like about the skeletonized design on the dial here is it looks like, to me, like as if the dial has been made in one piece and then it's kind of eroded like a fossil or something like that, or even like, dare I say, the Terminator, when half of his kind of face is missing. It looks like the dial has almost been made as if it was one solid piece and then there's bits kind of eaten away on it. It gives it a really distinctive look. Oh, I just noticed actually there is a flash of loom on the minute and the second hand there. I'll try and do a loom shot here. Now this watch, I think it's going to be one of those watches where it might not be for everyone, but the person that owns this watch is going to love it. Like, this is really going to suit somebody's personality, this watch, and this is going to be like the favourite watch that they have because it's so unique looking. It is a true piece of design. With it being a titanium case, it's extremely light. I guess the only trade-off is you can hear the rotor kind of moving round. Not an unpleasant sound, but you can hear the rotor, and I guess that's because there's no density to the case. The crown is slightly recessed, but you can still wind it because there's this knurling on it, almost like an industrial crown on it. So you can actually get a purchase on it. I think if it didn't have this knurling on it and it was more smooth, it might be more difficult to wind, but because you can really get a grip of it, you can almost go diagonally on it. There's no problem with me winding it there. Let's get the measurements out of the way so you can see what the size of this watch is on my wrist. So titanium case, sapphire crystal on the front, a 45mm circular case. If I flip it over, 38mm from lug to lug, a 22mm lug width. And then if I just show you the side profile now, so slightly concaved, we have a 12mm thickness here. When I measured it, it's just a hair under 12mm. So this silicone strap, very comfortable. For around the $200 mark to get another strap option, I think is pretty cool. The watch wears very well. Because it's made of titanium, it's extremely light, so after a while you hardly notice that you're wearing it. It is larger than what I would normally wear at 45mm, but I think because of the shortness of the lugs, it really kind of compensates for it. It sits slightly proud on the wrist with that 12mm. It's certainly a watch that's making a statement on your wrist here. So here we have it on the leather strap. Looks nice on the leather strap as well. This is a pretty decent leather strap, quite honestly, for a $200 watch to get two strap choices. It's pretty good. Comfortable leather strap. Again, it's so light with it being titanium, you can hardly feel it on the wrist. Let's summarise here. So a very quirky, unique looking watch. The person that buys this is going to absolutely love it. It's going to really suit somebody's personality. I think for around the $200 mark or whatever it ends up being, I think that's a bargain, quite honestly, to have that seagull movement in there. The only negative I would say was because it's titanium, it's very light and you can hear the rotor on this one. I don't know with this being a prototype unit, whether the production unit you'll be able to hear the rotor on, but that not something that bothers me, but if it bothers you, just to let you know that is the case. Now, let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. If you want to get hold of me, you can get hold of me on any of these social media links or directly at thecasualwatchreviewer@gmail.com. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time on the Casual Watch Review channel. Thanks, guys. Bye.